I would say over a year ago, almost 2 years ago. I remember it was in the late afternoon, and I received this message from my guides intuitively that 45 was gay. And I thought, what? That, it was like, it was the craziest thing I'd ever gotten. And then it sort of settled in me that, yeah, I think that could be. He's like every villain in every movie where the guy has gay phobia, but yet he dresses like Liberace and orders everyone around, has all the gold and has, the hair and makeup and everything is and lavish parties and all that. And it's like, yeah, there is a gay element to him. It's like the angry gay, the closet gay, that he's an equal opportunity violator of everyone, but he's hiding all his gayness. And I have no problem with the gay community. I've always said that I'm part of it. I think we're all bisexual to a degree. And so there's nothing wrong with the gay community. I love them. I love and support them. And that's the thing that bothers me about 45. If he would just come out and say it, if we lived in the world that we were starting to become with Kamala, where we were all accepting, you wouldn't have to hide and act the way he acts. He wouldn't have to violate people. He could learn to love himself and learn to love everyone else and accept the fact that he's, for entertainment purposes only, as my guides told me almost 2 years ago, gay. Now, when this whole thing came out about Bubba, and they said Bill Clinton, I was like, yeah, I doubt it. But also, you never know because of the messages I've gotten about him before. Like, you never know. But then I thought, it may not be Bill Clinton. It probably wasn't. However, I wouldn't be surprised. But others, they never said. Like Mark Epstein came out and said, yeah, it wasn't Bill Clinton. But he never said it wasn't someone else or something else. I mean, and I said this in my live, a few days ago. Go watch my live. I said this. It might have been last week, actually. But yeah, I think that Trump is gay and doesn't know how to handle he wasn't raised by people who could accept it and handle it. And look at everyone. Ray Cohen was apparently gay. Look at who Trump has around him. He had Pence, who I've always felt was closet gay. And then Mike Johnson, for entertainment purpose only, closet gay. All again, the lavish parties, the makeup, the hair, the clothes, the girdle, the teeth, and everyone around him looks like drag queens because the hair, makeup, plastic surgery, fillers. The women look more like men than the men do. And again, I have nothing like go back to Seinfeld. Not that there's anything wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. But what's wrong with it is how they're treating the gay community. If 45 would just come out and say, yeah, me and Ray Cohn, we did some stuff. Me and Bubba, whoever Bubba is, we did some stuff. What's really happening though, and seriously though, to be serious, is that I do feel 100% that 45 violated children. And if you look at ICE, that's what they're doing. He has a group of men in masks who are grabbing women and children, throwing them on the ground, sitting on them in a grape stance, zip tying them, and taking them to undisclosed locations. That to me, I feel like it's a trafficking ring, and it's it's yeah. So last night a report came out that said that ICE was found that a group of men in the ICE was found to have been trafficking children. And that's exactly what I've been saying. And when they come out on the news and they have the press conferences and they say, we can't talk about it. Nobody's allowed to talk about this or we'll sue you or blah, 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 blah. That's what they do to silence victims and to keep victims able to be grabbed. That's how perpetrators work. They silence everyone. They silence the victim. Don't tell anyone or I'll hurt you or I'll hurt your family. And then they tell the family, don't tell the cops or I'll sue you or I'll come after you with the law. To me, this whole thing with ICE has been a huge trafficking ring. And think about it, an educated rapist by the courts over and over again. 45 was found to be a rapist. What's he doing? He's having these people come out and it's like the biggest trafficking, raping system ever. And we're not allowed to talk about it? That is anti-American? I think that, well, there's no more money for the ICE unless Trump's going to use money from the Saudis now because he's ran out of money in America, so he's going to get money outside the country. But I don't think there's any more money for the ICE. And so it should be stopped for that. But it should be stopped the second they found out that these men are part of a child trafficking ring. And it was in the news yesterday. I read it after I got out of work. That it should be stopped immediately. So, and that is what a closet gay man or woman would do. They violate others because they won't accept themselves. They violate others because they're like Freud on a Freudian level. They're so effed up in their head sexually. This is why priests violate children, because they're effed up. It's like, oh, what would you say? Dysfunctional. That's the word. They're sexually dysfunctional. They don't have normal sexual gratification from normal sexual urges, where humans are sexual. Primates, you call that, what would you, Homo sapiens and all that. When you start to make it dysfunctional, it turns into a deviation, and it turns into it's like a cancer that just starts to erode the normalcy of what's just supposed to be a happy, pleasurable, consensual act. But when you turn it into, well, whatever, I'm not going to go into the Freud thing here, but you know what I'm trying to say. Going back to the original topic, I feel that 45 is 100% gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's how he treats others. As I said in my live last week, I believe it was last week. Go look at my live. I said this, and I've been saying this for over 2 years. I went to people's lives. The first time I got the message from my guides that Frump was gay, like I said, it was a late afternoon, and somebody was doing a live, and I actually started to sprinkle it into people's lives on YouTube. And I was like, you guys, do you think that Frump is gay? And they were like, no. And some people just completely ignored me, which I'm used to, and that's fine. But yeah, that wasn't just a few days ago. It's been a while that my guides told me this. Now, maybe that's what he's most worried about. Not the children. He doesn't care about the children. Maybe it's the whole gay thing. But then, why does he have... Look, Jim Jordan, Matt Gaetz. He has all these guys around him who are... J.D. Vance. All these guys around him who are sexually effed up and sexually dysfunctional. And instead of just accepting it, dealing with it, self-acceptance, accept the world, accept the fact that we're just, we're all kind of gay, we're all on the rainbow. That's what the rainbow is. It's all the different gradients of gay. And, anyway, I just had to say that. This is all for entertainment purposes only, but I feel he is. And I feel that's really what he's hiding. Plus some financial things. But he doesn't care about the kids. He feels like he can just make that all go away. The gay thing, he can't. I just feel like he's like Liberace. And if he came out and he was like, yeah, I'm gay, then we'd be like, okay, but don't hurt other people. Stop hurting other people. Anyway, I'll stop this. I got to get ready for the day. Thanks for listening. Bye.